all things San Diego Comic-Con. It's coming up, I believe starts on the 19th, right? 19th?
19th through the 22nd.
Okay, so we won't be there. Spoilers. But we will be there for Star Wars Celebration in April, which we're pretty excited about. But let's kind of start with the schedule of things, which I want David to helm. And then David's going to kind of rattle off the schedule. And then we'll talk about what events we think is pretty exciting. And then I want to dive into one of the particular workshops, which is the Clone Wars 10th anniversary. We'll talk little collectibles, and then we'll just round this show up. How's that sound? Let's start with the schedule,
Sounds
David.
good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to get some of the standard things that you'd expect to see, like one on the Hasbro toys that they do. There's going to be some publishing ones talking about books, but there's a couple of them that really get me excited. First, they're going to do one on the locations of Star Wars filming. It's going to be like Star Wars tourism. So everything from like Tunisia to the different places that they film different scenes.
The Pinewood Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some of it. But, when they get out of the studios.
Right.
But how to get there, where to find the Star Wars stuff they shot at, So basically like a tour plan on how to actually go visit the different things.
It's like Star Tours, but not a waste of your time, money, and soul.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to have something
I
like
like
that,
Star
which will be really
Tours.
cool. There are a whole bunch of workshops talking about the women in Star Wars, which has kind of been a recurring trend since Disney took the helm of this.
Yeah.
So expect to see 5 or 6 of those. Here is my ultimate favorite. Let me see if I can't find the description.
And while you're searching for that, I just want to bring up anything to bring the diversity to the forefront. Totally cool with. Excited about the Hasbro thing. Hopefully, I know we're gonna talk about it, but the Black Series toys are gonna be pretty sweet. Did you find that?
Yes.
Okay. What do we got?
So this is the court-martial mock trial of Poe Dameron.
What?
And I am stoked and excited because I don't like Poe. I think he's a liability. And here's where they're going to actually give us some
So we're saying like Last Jedi. This is like a post Last Jedi Poe Dameron.
So here's the description. The Legal Geeks and the Rebellion Legion Sunrider base present the mock court-martial of everyone's favorite X-Wing ace, Poe Dameron. Based on the events of The Last Jedi, Poe stands accused of disobeying General Leia Organa and leading a mutiny aboard the Resistance flagship Raddus against Vice Admiral Amilyn Holdo.
Admiral Raddus.
Lawyers for the prosecution and defense, including a U.S. Army JAG attorney, will take on Poe's case in front of United States Magistrate Judge Mitch Dembin. Participating attorneys include, and then there's like 5 or 6 of them. And then Rachel Williams is going to be General Leia Organa, and Marcus Holt will be Poe Dameron. I guess they're going to put them on the stand and interview them. But this one is 8 to 9 a.m., room 7AB on Friday the 20th. And to me, this is the one that's going to be really exciting because I'm not a Poe fan.
No, I think that's probably one. It shows how far will Star Wars fans take the fandom. 2, that's like a lot of. There's gonna be like a real world lawyer battling for Poe Dameron. That's exciting. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I skimmed. I'm excited about it. For one, the best part is that give or take a couple days, that will probably end up on YouTube, so you could probably find it and watch the whole thing, which will be absolutely just awesome and probably hilarious to watch at the same time.
I like that they're letting fans poke fun at Poe Dameron because, like, for every reason that you mentioned, because
He's a liability. He gets stuff blown up. He leads mutinies, sends people on pointless missions to Canto Bight, wasting 40 minutes of our time in the theater.
that's the biggest crime of all.
Like that, what is that third barrier or whatever. No, but like in all seriousness, I mean, like, I actually don't think he would be court-martialed. He was already reprimanded by Leia after the bomber fiasco. He was demoted and slapped. I mean, that's a pretty big insult. Just
Oh, he was slapped. Do you know that they had to practice that scene like 45 times?
Did they?
I
That's
know.
all slap.
That's probably because
Carrie
Carrie
Fisher-
Fisher loves slapping somebody.
Carrie Fisher slapped him like 45 times.
So, I mean, with that being said, like, I don't think you could actually argue like that as like evidence with his actions later on, because for one, Leia was comatose. When that went on, it only ended. That mutiny ended only because Leia woke up, and she could have just shot him. She had the ability to just shoot him, and because I mean that mutiny usually ends with execution.
Do you hear the passion in Jesse's voice right now? Imagine like 300 Jessies in a room talking about Poe
Putting him on
Dameron.
trial.
That's what you're going to get at this trial. It's going to be like 300 Jessies.
Yeah.
And I love you, buddy. Like, I do. But it's going to be a lot of you. and that's a lot of you.
Yep.
That's going to be intense. That is going to be intense. I pray for Poe Dameron to survive that court trial.
The other one that I'll mention out there, this will kind of get our cosplay fans kind of excited. So you, Jesse, and the hundreds of out there who listen to us.
Jesse just lifts the entire set desk right now.
501st Legion is doing one on Star Wars villainous costuming, focusing on Stormtroopers, Tusken Raiders, Boba Fett, Kylo Ren, bringing them from the silver screen into reality.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think anything. I mean, and speaking as someone who doesn't cosplay, I think it's cool that they are providing opportunity at these conventions to educate and to provide advice, because that's the thing I enjoyed. Even when we went to Wizard, they had a whole workshop of experienced cosplayers talking about like materials to use and
That's
such.
actually one of the things that I know for a fact at Celebration. There'll be some sort of panel, and if it doesn't clash with anything, I want us to be there.
Okay.
Simply because I think
Which panel?
The cosplayer
usually
one.
they do like a cosplay, like the Mercs and everything. It's like a cosplay education panel.
Do I bring my bag of plumbing parts to this?
Yeah, you should bring your bag of plumbing parts.
Just go up to the guy and go, what do I do with this?
What do I do with this? Like this is the thing, is that the 501st is one of the first recognized Star Wars costuming group and everything. So it's really great, especially with the 10th anniversary of Clone Wars, that they're having this event, which, I mean, really, it's just kind of like, they kind of feel like, I feel like they saved like a lot of things. Like the 501st, they basically started Star Wars costuming on a large scale, like made it accessible and understandable. Like, I know you guys doubt yourselves, but both of you could do something cosplay.
I just don't have the time
I'd be Porkins.
or the money. You would be an easy Porkins because you already have the weight.
But that's the
Yep,
point of
thank
some
you.
of these
I'm just
panels
kidding.
is they tell
Yeah, the haircut too.
they tell you how to do some of the stuff and be cost efficient
Right.
about it.
So let's bring it back to San Diego Comic-Con now, because we've touched on a few of the workshops that really excite us.
But you wanted to talk about the
San Diego Comic-Con 10-year anniversary of the Clone
Yeah.
Wars, because we know absolutely nothing about this other than the fact that we know that we're going to have Dave Filoni there. I think we're going to have our man James Arnold Taylor present. I'm sure you're going to have Ahsoka Tano herself. You're going to have
D. Bradley Baker's going to be
okay,
there.
the voice of the clones.
Lanter, I think, was listed as being there.
Matt Lantner will be there as well.
Yeah.
So, excited to see them bring that whole, I mentioned Ahsoka. I know it's Ashley Eckstein. I just call Ashley Eckstein Ahsoka because that's who she is. But I'm excited to see what this panel is. We don't know what it will be, so speculations ensue. What will be? Is it going to be an unveiling? Is it going to just be, sitting around doing a Q&A? What are we going to get?
I don't know.
So there's a big rumor out there.
Okay.
Are we going to talk about this? Is this on your list?
You can talk about the rumor. It's just a rumor.
There's a big rumor that they are going to give give closure to the series.
Lies. That's not going to happen. There's no way.
I would,
There's
but just
way.
imagine if it did. It would be the most amazing thing.
There's how will they close it? Because you can.
Comicbook.com seems to think that something D. Bradley Baker said about you're not going to want to miss this is going to lead to some sort of animation short of some sort that's going to bring it all to a close.
I would love that, but here's my issue with this. Okay, because you're not going to get 2 more seasons greenlit, and that's, I believe, how much was left, like 2 more seasons to tell, right? Because season 6, the Lost episodes, was halfway done, and then there was supposed to be a season 7, right? So I'm just gonna say 2 seasons. You've had part of this series wrapped up in Rebels, Maul, son of Dathomir. You had the novel with Asajj Ventress, and oh man, what was that? Dark Disciples, that book. So there's been all these different attempts. We even got like incomplete episodes. Like they had like the animatronics done, but they didn't have the visual, like the graphics finished out. We had like 3 or 4 of those. I know that's how we even got the Cad Bane Boba duel. So I mean, like we've gotten all this stuff is out there already. I don't see how they're gonna okay, Dave. Well, after you get done with the Resistance, we'll pull you back here for a season and a half.
Okay, hear me out on this.
Oh God.
10th anniversary.
Yes.
That's a big number, right? Would you
10?
agree with that?
10, yes. 10. I was potty trained.
Okay,
I was
just
in the
because-
5th grade.
Think about it.
10.
They may not even like just think about it. Like maybe they're gonna introduce a new like box set, and this new box set features, maybe these completed seasons, if you will. At the same time, why? Like you mentioned the Boba Fett Cad Bane duel. Why show that? I feel like maybe that was like a hidden little tease that maybe possibly everybody missed. I would say it is plausible for them to,
Jesse,
circle back.
Jesse, listen, I was heartbroken after The Last Jedi when I did not see Luke Skywalker pull down a Star Destroyer from the sky or slaughter like 60 stormtroopers with his crimson blue lightsaber blade, okay? I do not want you to get built up, pent up, frustrated about the possibilities of getting a conclusion to Star Wars: The Clone Wars at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm telling you as a friend. I'm telling you as a fellow fan, okay? It's not. And that's why this debate is fun, because I could be wrong, you could be right, but you could be definitely wrong, and I could be saving you from a lot of pain. David, do you think we're going to get a finished Clone Wars conclusion here?
I could see them giving us another short,
Oh,
but not
okay.
like a full episode. I don't see them sitting. I don't see them being in an auditorium with people watching 23 minutes, 22
Or a movie.
minutes of something.
Could it be a movie?
I don't think they're going to do that.
End the series like they started it with a flop at the theater?
The other
we'll
thing,
know. We'll know in a week.
Okay, fair enough.
The other thing is there's a lot of Clone Wars related DLC coming to Battlefront 2. So, I mean, this is some of that stuff is starting this summer.
I want you to be right, Jesse. Here's my
So-
thing. It better not be a comic book, and it better not be a novel. You have, well, okay, I take it back. It could
I'd
be a
be
novel.
okay with a novel.
As long as you had the original cast back for the audiobook.
Yeah.
That would be cool
Because
because
I listened to actually, before I read Ahsoka, I listened to the audiobook, and it was voiced by Ashley.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
well, and the cool thing about Star Wars, I think we've talked about this too, is the audiobooks for Star Wars novels, it's like radio theater. They have the original score, they have all the sound effects. It's pretty
It's
intense.
really good.
All right, so it might happen. What do you think is going to happen at this panel? 10 years since. Stop it! Don't entice them with that. 10 years since the start of Clone Wars. Let us know down in the comments below. I do want to touch on Hasbro. You mentioned that Hasbro panel.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the Black Series figures. I've got like 20 of them behind me on this shelf.
Yeah, you have a number of them on display behind you here.
I love them. I love the detail of them, the 6-inch figs. Looking forward to seeing what they unveil. I know that there's a Return of the Jedi Luke, which looks stellar. Return of the Jedi Luke with the green blade. I think Slideshow Collectibles is also releasing a Return of the Jedi Luke with the green saber.
They have a couple new ones, Sideshow does, but those are like super expensive, by the way. Minimal. I think the cheapest figure I saw starts at $250.
Oh, Slideshow, they're so expensive.
But we're talking like, imagine shrinking the actual character off the screen, freezing them in plastic, and boom.
Oh, it's super
Like,
detailed.
it's super detailed.
But which is why I like the Black Series figures, because I'm
Yeah.
getting a lot of quality for $21. David, I'm not sure if you had that link pulled up or not, but
I can.
The variety of figures, I believe that we get a Tarkin in the mix. I believe there's a new Stormtrooper in the mix. I want to say that there's a Mandalorian in the mix.
they've got a Rey and a Kylo here, and
They have another Kylo, and do they have another Rey? I thought I
these
saw.
almost seem like a what's mock, kind of like
Okay.
they're like on special like decorative, like kind of like how this Boba Fett is on your shelf. It's got like the
a
platform.
little scene versus
Yeah,
just an
like the
action
scenery
figure.
and everything.
Black Series is doing that where you have like a Rey and the Kylo, and you put them together, they can light up, which is kind of cool. They did that in this last wave. They had the Luke on Hoth out of the
Is this the right
Snowsuper.
article? I'm only seeing two. I'm only seeing a Han and
The article that we have here is we've got the Rey and Kylo and their duel on Starkiller Base,
Right.
And then we have a Empire Strikes Back Han Solo with a Mynock.
Mynock, yeah.
Yeah, Screen Rant posted that about the Mynock one, which looks fine. I like the first two. I really like the look of Rey and Kylo because that's going to be a nice shelf piece, as you say.
The only thing I noticed about the Rey and Kylo one, and I don't know if it's just maybe the picture, but when I was looking at it actually this morning again, it appears that Kylo has his facial scar, which would not be accurate for this figure to have if that's the case. Like again, it was a side view, but it does actually look like there's some sort of line. Very reminiscent to
Since the scar happened at the end of the battle,
yeah.
it's a minute detail.
Do you see it potentially like it's on?
See, I don't get this sweaty about
I
action
can,
figures. I just like them being on display. If it has a lightsaber, I like that a lot. But I'm I'm not going to be bothered by the scar.
It could just be the lighting or how are they had these
No,
discussions.
now I
action
kind of want it to
figure
be
guy.
the scar, so you get a little pissed off. I think that'll be fun. Yeah, that'll be good. I like it when you get a little ramped up. I like it. You get passionate. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There was GameSpot dropped an article. I know that Hasbro's also got some action figures. Afra is going to have her own action figure.
Yeah, I don't
BT1 is going to have. 000 is going to have their own action figure. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, David, because that's a character. Those are 3 characters created in the comic world that are now deemed worth it financially to do action figures for.
Okay.
That's a pretty big
I
deal.
want a Bones action figure.
Bones would be cool. Out of Chuck Wendig's 3 novels.
That'd be fantastic.
Aftermath.
Make that happen, Hasbro.
That'd be really cool. Chuck Wendig is kind of like a friend of the show. No, I'm just kidding. He's tweeted us twice. But I'm really excited to see those characters because where I'm not a big fan of the Afra line, there's a lot of girls cosplaying as Afra. When we go to Star Wars Celebration, we're going to see a lot of Afras. I hope we see a BT1. I think that'd be a lot of fun. The killer astromech.
Well, that's the thing is like her character. I mean, honestly, it's there's certain cosplays that I feel are very very entry level friendly. If you know a little bit of sewing and how to turn something into something else via like cloth and everything, like you can do a lot of amazing things.